The girl who was barely allowed to finish homeschool is now in a secular college. Joyanna's brave move has the family reeling. For years, we watched the Duggar children sit around that infamous dining room table, flipping through basic workbooks under the strict gaze of Michelle Duggar. Education was never the priority. Child-rearing and domestic duties were. But the whispers have turned into a roar, and the evidence is hiding in plain sight within her latest social media updates. Joyanna Forsyth, the tomboy of the family who always seemed to follow the rules, reportedly breaking the ultimate Duggar taboo. She isn't just taking a hobby class or a Bible study course. Our exclusive theories and the breadcrumbs she's left behind suggest she has officially stepped foot onto a secular college campus. This move is sending shockwaves through the Tontitown compound and redefining everything we thought we knew about the Forsyth household. Before we dive deep into the secret transcripts and the hidden clues in Joy's vlogs that prove she's hitting the books, I have a quick favor to ask. If you love staying up to date on all the latest Duggar family shifts and exclusive deep dives into their changing lives, please take a second to hit that like button and subscribe to Jenny Expose. Your support helps me keep digging for the truth that the cameras usually miss. Don't forget to turn on those notifications so you never miss a breaking update on the family we've watched for decades. Now, let's get back to the bombshell. To understand why Joyanna's enrollment is such a massive deal, we have to look at the school of the dining room table. For the Duggars, secular education wasn't just discouraged, it was framed as a spiritual danger. Jim Bob and Michelle raised their 19 children under the IBLP curriculum, which focused heavily on character traits rather than academic excellence. Most of the girls were groomed specifically for marriage by age 20, with no higher education in sight. We saw it with the older sisters. Their graduation was usually followed by a wedding registry, not a college application. But Joyanna has always been a little different. She was the sister who preferred being out in the dirt with her brothers rather than in the kitchen. And while she married Austin Forsyth and started a family young, the thirst for something more has clearly been brewing. The catalyst for this theory began with a recent vlog where fans noticed something unusual in the background of her home. While she was filming a routine day in the life, eagle-eyed viewers spotted a stack of textbooks on her side table. These weren't the typical religious devotionals or homeschooling manuals we are used to seeing. They were heavy, academic-style volumes. Speculation immediately began to swirl. Was she helping a friend? Was she just curious? But then the clues got more specific. In a subsequent post, Joy mentioned having a very busy schedule this semester. The word semester is a huge red flag in the world of the Duggars. They don't use that terminology for casual learning. It implies a structured, institutionalized academic calendar. Sources close to the Northwest Arkansas community have whispered that a name matching Joyanna's has appeared on a roster for a local community college. Think about the hurdles she had to clear to even get to this point. The IBLP. The curriculum is notorious for not preparing students for standardized testing. For Joy to enroll in a secular college, she first had to secure a GED, or a high school equivalency that the state actually recognizes. This means hours of secret studying, catching up on years of science, history, and literature that were censored during her childhood. Imagine the determination it took to sit down and learn the things she was told were worldly or unnecessary. The rumor mill suggests she is looking into nursing or perhaps the arts, fields that require a formal degree and clinical hours. If she is indeed pursuing nursing, she is following in the footsteps of a few of her siblings who have tried to branch out into the medical field. But Joy is reportedly doing it through a secular institution, not a distance learning Bible college. This is a direct challenge to the patriarchal structure she was raised in. In Jim Bob's world, a woman's place is in the home, and her education is supposed to come from her father and then her husband. By seeking outside instruction from secular professors, Joy is essentially saying that her father's curriculum wasn't enough. But the biggest question on everyone's mind isn't just about the classes, it's about the permission. Did she ask Jim Bob? Or is she finally living a life where, does his opinion carry the weight of law? We've seen Joy become increasingly independent since her marriage to Austin. Austin Forsyth is known for being no-nonsense and hard-working. but he's also shown a more modern streak when it comes to Joy's autonomy. Unlike some of the other Duggar husbands who seem to mirror Jim Bob's controlling nature, Austin appears to value Joy's input and her happiness. The theory is that Austin is actually the one who encouraged this. He sees her potential beyond just being a wife and mother. There are reports that he's been the one watching the kids while Joy slips away for errands, which we now believe are actually lectures and lab sessions. Can you imagine the tension during Sunday dinners at the big house? While the rest of the family is discussing ministry and the latest family expansion, Joy is sitting there with knowledge of anatomy, psychology, or sociology, topics that are often considered dangerous in her parents' circle. This move isn't just about Joyanna getting a degree, it's a symbolic breaking of the chains. It represents a shift in the Duggar hierarchy. If Joyanna, one of the most compliant daughters, can successfully navigate a secular college, it opens the door for the younger siblings who are still under Jim Bob's roof. It proves that the SOTDR wasn't the end of the road. As we look closer at her social media, the aesthetic has changed. Her outfits are becoming more practical for a campus environment. She's trading the long, flowy skirts for sturdy denim and student chic styles that blend in rather than stand out as modest markers. She's trying to find her identity as an individual, not just a number in a famous family. The college girl persona is a far cry from the girl we saw crying over her math lessons 10 years ago. The stakes are incredibly high. If Jim Bob finds out the full extent of her secular involvement, it could lead to a major rift. We've seen what happens when the children defy the family brand. They get edited out, distanced, or publicly ignored. But Joy seems prepared for that. She has her own platform, her own income through YouTube, and a husband who stands by her. She is effectively uncancelable by her parents. In the next part of this deep dive, we're going to look at the specific reactions from the family. How did Michelle react when she found out Joy was reading worldly textbooks? And what does this mean for the future of the Forsyth family? Stay tuned, because the evidence we've uncovered about Joy's secret exams and her underground study sessions will change the way you look at this Duggar daughter forever. The tension within the Duggar family has reached a boiling point, and the center of the storm is Joyanna's secret quest for a real-world education. But how did she even get here? To get into any legitimate secular college, you can't just show up with a certificate signed by your mom at the dining room table. You need credentials. Our deep dive into Joy's recent history suggests a calculated, months-long underground operation to secure her GED. Think back to the vlogs from about 6 months ago. Joy seemed quieter, a bit more distracted. Fans thought she was just overwhelmed with the kids, but the theory now is that she was burning the midnight oil. Sources indicate that Joy was secretly taking practice tests and using online tutoring services to bridge the massive gap left by the IBLP curriculum. Imagine the culture shock. She went from learning biblical math to actual college-level algebra. She had to unlearn the censored version of history she was taught and embrace a world of science that her father, Jim Bob, has spent his life campaigning against. The most fascinating part of this secret student saga is how she managed to keep it under wraps from the patriarch himself. In the Duggar world, Jim Bob is the gatekeeper of information. But Joy has a secret weapon, Austin Forsyth. While the world sees Austin as a rugged, traditional husband, he is also fiercely protective of his family's privacy. It's rumored that Austin wasn't just okay with Joy going back to school. It was his idea. Austin has seen how the world is changing, and he knows that for their family to be truly independent of the Duggar media machine, they need skills that hold value outside of reality TV. But don't think for a second that this has been smooth sailing. Rumors are circulating that a family gathering at the Big House recently turned cold when Joyanna accidentally used a term she learned in her psychology elective. In the IBLP world, psychology is often viewed as a worldly substitute for scriptural counseling. When Joy started talking about boundaries or child development from a clinical perspective, the room reportedly went silent. Michelle's. The reaction is said to be one of quiet heartbreak. For Michelle, seeing her daughter seek wisdom from a secular professor feels like a personal failure of her homeschooling efforts. It's a silent rejection of everything Michelle stood for as the family's primary educator. And then there's the campus life factor. Can you imagine Joyanna Forsyth walking through a hallway filled with typical college students? For the first time in her life, she isn't Joyanna Duggar, the TV star. She's just Joy, the student in the back of the room trying to figure out how to use a digital portal for her assignments. This exposure to the real world is exactly what Jim Bob feared. On a secular campus, she is meeting people from all walks of life, people who don't care about her family's rules on modesty or courtship. She's hearing perspectives that challenge the very foundation of her upbringing. This isn't just about a degree, it's about an awakening. We've noticed a shift in her YouTube content as well. The editing is crisper, the storytelling is more structured. Is she taking a communications or media class? It's highly likely. She's no longer just filming her kids playing in the dirt, she's crafting a narrative. She's learning the tools of the trade from professionals, not just following the Duggar way of filming. This professionalization of her brand is a clear sign that she's looking toward a future where she is the CEO of her own life. But the real drama lies in the sibling rivalry, or lack thereof. While Ginger moved to Los Angeles and wrote a book, and Jill went through a very public legal battle with her father, Joy is doing something arguably more dangerous to the family brand. She is staying within the community, but changing her mind. She isn't running away, she's evolving right in front of them. This puts the other sisters in a tough spot. Does Jessa feel a pang of jealousy? Jessa was always the academic one, the one who handled the logistics for the family. Does she watch Joy going to classes and wish she had taken that leap? And what about the younger girls? Johanna, Jennifer, and Josie are watching their big sister carefully. Joy is providing a blueprint. She's showing them that you can be a dedicated wife and mother and still have a life of the mind. She's proving that you don't have to choose between your faith and your intellect. However, for Jim Bob, this is a nightmare scenario. If the girls start getting degrees, they start getting financial independence. And if they have financial independence, they don't need the family trust funds that have been used to keep everyone in line for years. The stakes for Joy's secret college life involve more than just grades. There are reports that she has had to navigate mandatory family events while balancing a heavy course load. Ever notice how she's been missing from some of the more recent large-scale Duggar fun days? The excuse is usually that the kids are sick or Austin is working. But the Jenny expose theory is that she was in the library. She's choosing her future over her father's photo ops. We are also hearing whispers about her specific field of study. While nursing was the initial rumor, some signs point toward business administration or even interior design. Remember, Joy and Austin have a thriving house-flipping business. A secular degree in business or design would make them a powerhouse in the Arkansas real estate market. It would mean they no longer need the Duggar name to get deals. They would have the professional credentials to back up their work. But as Joy gets closer to her goals, the pressure to come clean to the public is mounting. Her fans are smart. They see the textbooks, they see the campus backgrounds, and they see the new spark in her eyes. The question is no longer, is she doing it? But when will she announce it? And more importantly, how will Jim Bob try to spin it? We've seen him take credit for his children's successes before, even when he initially opposed them. Will he try to claim that the Duggar education was the foundation for her college success? As we move into the final part of this exclusive breakdown, we're going to look at the smoking gun evidence, the specific vlog moment where Joy almost slipped up and showed her student ID. Plus, we'll discuss Austin's role in protecting Joy from family blowback and what this means for the future of the Forsyth children. Will Gideon and Evelyn be the first Duggar grandchildren to attend a real school from day one? The answer might surprise you. Stay with me, because the final chapter of Joyanna's educational rebellion is where all the pieces finally fit together. You won't want to miss the conclusion of this Jenny expose special. The moment we've all been waiting for, the smoking gun that proves Joyanna Forsyth has officially traded the IBLP manual for a college syllabus, happened so fast that if you blinked, you missed it. It was tucked away in a mundane vlog titled Life Lately, a video that seemed like any other update about house projects and toddler chaos. But in one brief scene, while Joy was clearing off her kitchen island to show off a new grocery haul, the camera panned across a small blue lanyard with a plastic sleeve attached to it. Inside that sleeve was a card with her photo and a barcode. It wasn't a library card, and it certainly wasn't a church ID. It had the distinct layout of a local community college student identification badge. The internet went into a frenzy. When fans started asking about it in the comments, the video was briefly taken down and re-uploaded with that specific 3-second clip cropped out. But as we know, the internet lives forever. That slip-up was the definitive proof that Joy is living a double life, a traditional Duggar daughter by day and a determined college student by night. This level of secrecy tells us everything we need to know about the current state of the Duggar family dynamics. Joy knows that if she goes public with her secular education, she will be subjected to the same rehabilitation or public shunning that Jill and Ginger faced. But why is she hiding it? The answer lies in the person standing right beside her, Austin Forsyth. Austin's role in this educational rebellion cannot be overstated. He is often portrayed as the most conservative of the husbands, but he is also a man who values competence and hard work. Sources suggest that Austin became frustrated with the limitations Joy faced when they were working on their business contracts. He realized that the dining room table education hadn't given her the tools she needed to navigate the complexities of the modern real estate and construction world. Austin has become Joy's human shield. Whenever Jim Bob or the older brothers question why Joy isn't at a family event or why she's too busy for a weekday gathering, Austin is the one who steps in. He's reportedly told the family that Joy is focused on the household's future, a vague enough statement that Jim Bob accepts, assuming it means she's canning vegetables or teaching the kids. In reality, Austin is guarding the door while Joy attends online lectures or finishes her essays. This is a massive shift in the Duggar power structure. For the first time, a husband is using his headship to empower a daughter to move away from her father's influence rather than toward it. This leads us to the most significant consequence of Joy's secret college life, the future of Gideon, Evelyn, and Gunnar. The Duggar legacy is built on the cycle of homeschooling. Each generation is supposed to teach the next, ensuring that no outside ideas ever penetrate the family bubble. But Joyanna is breaking that cycle. By seeking a secular education for herself, she is fundamentally changing how she will raise her own children. We're already seeing the signs. Joy has been seen visiting local preschools and enrichment programs that are far more mainstream than anything her siblings have ever considered. The theory is that Gideon and Evelyn will not be sitting at a dining room table for their entire childhood. They will likely be the first of the Duggar grandchildren to attend a real, accredited school, whether it's a private academy or even a public school. This would be the ultimate betrayal in Jim Bob's eyes. To the Duggars, the public school system is the lion's den. But to a mother who has experienced the thrill of learning from a professional professor, it's a place of opportunity. Joyanna's move is more than just a personal hobby. It's a strategic exit. She is building a life that is completely independent of the TLC fame and the family allowances that Jim Bob used to control his adult children. With a degree or even a professional certification, Joyanna becomes an asset in the secular workforce. She is no longer just number 9 in a line of 19. She is a woman with a resume, a GPA, and a future that she authored herself. Think about the courage it takes for her to walk into those classrooms. She is sitting next to people who have no idea she was the star of a reality show that preached a life of total female submission. She is learning to find her voice in a world that her parents told her was evil. Every time she passes an exam or contributes to a class discussion, she is chipping away at the walls of the Town compound. The Jenny Exposé team believes that an official announcement is coming, but on Joy's terms. She is likely waiting until she has that diploma in hand, a physical piece of paper that Jim Bob cannot argue with. When she finally stands in her cap and gown, it will be the most rebellious outfit she has ever worn. It will signal the end of the Duggar era of controlled ignorance. Joyanna Forsyth is proving that it's never too late to start your life. She was the girl who was barely allowed to finish high school, the girl who was told her the only purpose was to marry and multiply. Today, she is a student, a business partner, and a pioneer for the younger Duggar siblings who are still looking for a way out. She isn't just expanding her horizons, she's redefining the landscape of her entire family. As we wrap up this exclusive investigation, it's clear that the school of the dining room table is officially closed for Joyanna Forsyth. She has moved on to bigger and better things, and we couldn't be more excited to see where this journey takes her. The Duggars might be reeling, but Joyanna is finally thriving on her own terms. Now, I want to hear from you. This is a huge shift for someone raised in the IBLP, and we want to know what you think about this new chapter. Are you proud of Joy for getting a real education and defying the family's strict rules? Do you think Austin is the hero in this story for supporting her? Or is there more to the story that we haven't seen yet? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this deep dive and want to stay ahead of the curve on all things Duggar and reality TV news, make sure to give this video a big thumbs up. Your likes tell YouTube that this content matters, and it helps us grow the Jenny Expose the community. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button and turn on the bell icon. We have so much more coming your way, including updates on the younger siblings and more exclusive theories you won't find anywhere else. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.